We will play the song in 5, 4, 3, 2. Get that W up and piano. Oh yeah, the piano. That's right. I forgot the piano. And now. Hey everybody, welcome to the Batman versus Superman Spoilercast. Obviously, this movie just came out yesterday. Well, technically today, but there was obviously early showings on Thursday. You can't go to midnight showings anymore because now they do like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock showings.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know why they started doing that. It was probably, I can't remember what movie it was, but I remember when they did that for the first time, and I'm just like, what? We can see it even earlier than the midnight showing? And then it was like this huge thing, and now it's just a standard. You can watch it on Thursdays now. I don't know. Obviously, they're not going to do a midnight showing of, let's see here, Hangover Part 4, but who wants to go to a midnight showing of that movie?
I don't know.
I watched the first one on TV. It was trash. I don't know. I didn't like it. Anyway, that's that. Welcome to the WP Nerdcast. Obviously, this is not our normal Tuesday podcast, but I don't know. We have to do it now. We have to do a spoiler cast of Batman vs Superman now while it's hot.
We have to.
Anyone joining for the first time on this, obviously we have our YouTube channel, White and Pasty. You guys can always go and check that out. We will be exporting it onto YouTube as well, so you can rewatch it forever, because I know on Twitch after a while it just deletes the videos after a while. So you could always watch it, rewatch it and stuff on there. But anyway, why don't we just go ahead and dive into the movie? Jason, let's talk about things. And obviously for anyone, this is a spoiler cast. If you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want anything to be spoiled, leave now or forever hold your peace. We will give you exactly 10 seconds to make up your mind and decide. Okay, start counting. Okay. That's it. Okay, you're still going. Anyway, Batman vs Superman. The opening sequence was what, right? It was Bruce Wayne trying to head over to Wayne Towers, correct?
Yeah.
It was like the opening sequence, right? Oh no, it was him running away from the funeral, correct?
Funeral, yeah.
Actually, okay, here's the stupid thing about that is like last second, I think it was the last preview or trailer before the movie started. Kezzy's just like, I want soda and or like I want a Dr. Pepper and something. So I was like, frick. So I was like running over to go get her the soda, and then I come back and it's already started. I'm like, no. But she's just like, it was just the funeral of his parents, and he's just running away in the distance or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever, that's fine.
Okay, speaking of the funeral and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, at first I was like, okay, like cool, whatever. But after watching the whole movie and thinking about it, I kind of wish they didn't show that.
Why?
Because everyone knows Batman's story.
Okay, there you go.
Everyone knows it.
I'm glad you said that.
Everyone knows Batman's story. So it's like, you know what I mean? I think they should have took extra time. Still have it the 2.5 hour movie. You know what I mean? Go for it. 2.5 hour movie. I'm fine with those. I'm fine with long movies.
But you don't need to show what everyone knows.
Everyone knows it. So why don't we take more time with the transitions at the beginning? Because the beginning of the movie was all over the place. I kind of felt like. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
It was going from Lex's story. It was going to Batman's, to Superman's, to Lois, to Wonder Woman. Like it was all over the place. Yeah. And I was kind of like, I didn't really know what to think about the beginning, and I need to go see it again. Like I know I need to go see it again just to confirm what I'm saying right now.
Right.
But I just think that totally don't show Batman's past. We know Batman's past.
Yeah.
Okay. Just start off with him running towards Wayne Enterprises like he did.
Yeah.
Show that. Okay, show that whole part. Like that could be the beginning, and that way you have an extra time to make those transitions from each character better and give each character a little bit more time. And I think that would have helped out a lot more.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Because they went. Now, okay, here's the only thing. Obviously, they showed Bruce Wayne's parents being killed, right?
Yes.
That's that. We've seen that so many times in so many iterations. We got freaking like not Michael Bay, sorry, Michael Keaton's Batman or whatever. What, Tim Burton was the one that directed that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he directed those. We obviously got the weird bat nipples Batman movies, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin and all that stuff. Every single freaking time and The Dark Knight. Or sorry, not Dark Knight. Batman Begins. They always feel like they have to show everything, and we know. Everyone knows by now. Batman's been created for like what, the past 100 freaking years or what? I don't even know. Probably not. Like 60 years or something like that. I don't know when it started. Everyone knows his story. There's no way that no one knows. And if there is anyone that doesn't know, there are probably about 50,000 different people around you in the world that you can find out his origin story. You know what I mean?
So my issue isn't so much the origin story. Like you know what I mean? If you're making just a strict Batman movie, just Batman movie, go ahead and do that. Okay. We are talking about the Batman versus Superman movie, so there's going to be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, you might not want to watch this. So, anyways, so I don't have a problem with that if it's just a strict Batman movie. Okay, go ahead and show Batman's past in your own way. Go for it.
Right.
But when you trying to do a Batman versus Superman movie with the beginning of the Justice League, and you're trying to fit all of this stuff in one movie, all this different information, try to do character building of all these different characters. You know what I mean? Like, that is where my issue is.
Right.
Don't put Batman's past in this. You know what I mean? Don't do that. It's just a waste of time.
It is a waste of time. Now, there was only one thing that I found was kind of pivotal to include that story or whatever, because obviously he lost his father and then he lost his mother, Martha, right?
Martha that
Wayne.
Was the big thing.
That was the important thing. They didn't need to do it for so freaking long. But obviously, we needed this emotional connection to freaking Martha because that is Clark Kent's mother's name.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was important.
But they already showed him when he's at the grave.
Right, yeah, they didn't need that.
Name and all that stuff. So maybe you could have spent a little more time maybe showing him just looking at that Martha's name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe do something like that.
Yeah.
My issue is that they needed more time on the character building and the transitions from each character. Right. They needed more time.
Yeah.
And so that's my issue.
And that's the hard thing about the whole Justice League and all that crap coming together is because freaking Avengers, they had many years of many standalone films for each Avenger that they were going to put in that movie, getting their whole origin story out of the way so that when Avengers came around, it was time to freaking just attack with action. But with Justice League, they were just like, we got to freaking push this out because Avengers is so freaking popular and successful.
That's what they did.
We got to get this out as fast as possible. We'll do Man of Steel, and then let's get Batman versus Superman and just get it started. Right?
That was not a good idea. What they should have done was they already did a standalone Superman movie, Man of Steel, right? They did that. What they should have done was a standalone Batman movie with Ben Affleck. You know?
Yes.
And then done the movie. They didn't necessarily need to do a Wonder Woman movie necessarily because she wasn't that big in the movie.
Yeah.
But they definitely should have done a Batman movie first. They should have done a Batman movie and then done this movie, and that way you didn't have to have all that past stuff in Justice League, and you could have focused just more on Superman versus Batman, and then the creation of that. They needed more time, and they just messed up. They needed to do a Batman movie. I think that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah. That, you know what? I'm gonna talk about like the greatest takeaway that I had from this movie was I cannot wait for Ben Affleck's standalone Batman film.
Do you think they're going to make one?
Oh, yeah, they are. It's already confirmed. Ben Affleck is going to write this movie, direct it, and be Batman. So he's doing he's co-writing it with Jeff whatever, who created, I believe, Batman or in DC Comics or something. He was one of the main comic writers or something. for Batman, I believe. So he's co-writing it with him. So that's actually pretty exciting. I'm excited about it. This new Batman though. This new take on Batman, which obviously isn't completely new because they based this Batman off of the Batman from like Dark Knight Returns or something like that, which is super dark. Way dark. Don't you agree?
They made Batman pretty dark in this movie.
Oh yeah.
He was like killing people left and right.
Branding them.
Yeah, he was. But I have to say one thing though.
What?
This is probably the coolest looking Batman I've seen.
Oh yeah. By far.
He looked pretty sweet. Like
he's
I love
freaking buff too.
Man. Yeah, I loved his costume, dude.
His costume is legit. I love the cape. Actually, one of my favorite parts is when he gets back into the Batcave and he takes off his cowl, and it just looked. I don't know. He looked like he belonged in that freaking outfit, man. Like, didn't he?
It's like not even. I'm not even talking about the mechanical suit. You know what I mean? The robot suit.
I know the regular bat suit. I know
his straight up bat costume, dude. It was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
It looked, and I love the emblem they did too. I don't know, I loved it. It was Batman looked good.
Yeah,
like it was sweet. I liked it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I loved it with all my heart. I'm happy about the suit and all that stuff. The Batmobile was pretty freaking sweet as well. It's freaking beefy.
They didn't really show it very much.
Yeah,
though.
not that much. It wasn't like a pivotal.
It was always dark. They didn't really ever like really show it full on.
I actually had that thought during that movie. I think they do a lot of scenes in the dark because it's easier to make look more detailed in the dark. It's like it looks more realistic. Like Doomsday, if they would have shot that whole scene with his fight during the day, he probably would have looked fake and all that stuff. But in the dark, it's easy to make him look realistic because all they have to worry about is shadows and lighting and all that stuff. But super. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie though. Yeah, that first half of the movie, slower than crap.
It was just like, my issue was it was just all over the place. That I always have an issue with that in movies. You know what I mean? So if they would have just fixed that part, I think the movie would have been a whole lot better. And I just need to go watch it again. I just do. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But so moving on with it, there's a part in the movie where I was really confused at first. And it was funny because Sid and I were talking about it. My wife, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
This part, the part when Batman, he's like having those nightmares.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And I was like sitting there and I'm just like, this is so confusing. Like what, like, it's kind of like creepy and weird. Like, why is he having these nightmares? I don't know. I was really confused about it. And so was Sid, and we were talking about after the movie, and she brought up how she's like, I don't understand why they had those nightmares in there. Like I don't understand what it was talking about, and it wasn't really ever answered. And I was like, actually, now that I think about it, I started thinking about it.
Yeah. And
there's a part when Superman or Clark Kent, when he's walking up the mountain in the whatever winter, I don't know, somewhere. He's walking up and he sees his dad, right?
Yes.
Jonathan Kent, and he starts talking to him. And his dad tells the story about how the farm and how there was a flood and they were able to save the farm.
Yeah.
But it caused another farm nearby to flood instead of theirs.
Yeah.
And destroyed their farm. And Superman asked, did those nightmares ever stop? And he asked that question, and I was sitting there after the movie, and I was thinking about it, and I was really thinking about this a lot, and I was thinking, wow, now I understand. I kind of understand what was going on, and I think they did this. I think they did it on purpose. I'm hoping that it was answering both questions. It was basically saying that Superman as well was having nightmares. That's what I got from it, and as well as explaining why Batman was having his nightmares as well. And so it almost made me feel like a connection between Superman and Batman. Like it made me feel like they were both equal, like both human in a way. Like it made me feel like something towards both of them. And I don't know how to explain that very well, but I don't know what it was. But when he was talking to Jonathan Kent about that and he asked that question, I think that did a good job at really explaining the nightmares that Batman was having and everything. I don't know. I thought it
Just
was
never
really good.
stops.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah, that's actually I was watching some interviews with Ben Affleck and what's this guy's name?
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Um,
Cavill, I think.
yeah, sure. I was watching some interviews with them, and one of the questions that the interviewer asked was like, what stood out to you most about
Cavill.
the new like the new beginning of Superman, and then the old take or whatever on Batman. And Ben Affleck's just like, I like it because we got this brand new superhero. He's saving lives and all that stuff, and he just started out. Whereas Batman's character, it's been 20 years that he's been fighting crime, and things just keep coming up. They keep, and like obviously we got this veteran and all that stuff, and that I like it because Henry Cavill's finally like just like what you were talking about. He's starting to realize like with all this fighting crime and like taking out bad guys and stuff, it's probably going to take an emotional and physical and like mental toll on him over the maybe not physical but emotional and mental toll on him over the years. In 20 years time, he's going to be just as gray haired or whatever. Probably not, but there's going to be a lot more experience on him, and life's probably going to get harder with all the stuff that he's going to see in life. Whereas Batman, go on.
No, I totally. This movie made me kind of realize something as well. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos where people do verses. They'll do like Superman versus Goku, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and when I watched those videos of those people that they did that, and I was sitting there watching, and a lot of people got mad at the video because they said that Superman would win against Goku. Like a lot of people got mad. A lot of people got mad.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, when I watched it the first time, I was sitting there thinking, like, I might agree with these people. I was sitting there, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it could go both ways.
Right.
I was sitting there thinking about it. And after watching this movie, it made me think, and I want to say for surety that Superman would win. Because after watching this movie, something like I saw it. That like it made me realize that Superman he can't bleed. Like he can't
unless
like,
he gets some kryptonite on him. But
I know. But like Batman was sitting there and just like he couldn't do anything against Superman. Like nothing.
Right.
Like he couldn't do anything. Like the part where he like walks up to Batman and he just puts his hand on his chest and just like does like maybe like a little like tap. Right. Batman just goes flying. You know what I mean? And I was just sitting there thinking like to myself, like, man, Superman is so cool. I was just sitting there thinking, there's nothing human, nothing like that could even possibly lay a finger on him.
Right.
Like it made, like, I knew Superman was tough, but this made me realize even more how beast of person Superman is.
Right.
Now, after watching that whole fighting sequence of Batman and Superman, I gained some respect for Batman, dude. I really did.
He kept going. That's for sure.
He kept going, and I'm sorry, but that was the coolest part ever when Batman's punching Superman in the face.
Yeah.
And it does less and less each punch.
Oh,
and
yeah, that was cool.
He's just like sitting there, and Batman punches him, like, and his face doesn't even move.
Yeah.
That was like the coolest thing in the world. Dude.
That was cool. That was an interesting part in that fighting scene, because right after that, then he kind of appears to freaking cower in fear a little bit. He's like, okay, please don't kill me.
Yeah, he was,
He's like, I don't, oh gosh, I gotta go find that spear right now. That's basically what was going on right there.
The thing that you gotta realize as well as Superman, when he says, if I wanted it, you'd be dead already. And it's so true, dude.
It is true.
If you watch that beginning part when he steps on the sound waves and that doesn't do anything to him, and the machine guns and that doesn't do anything to him.
Right.
Like at any moment, Superman could have killed Batman at any moment.
Because he would have just been super fast, snap his neck real quick, and then that's the end.
He could have done it at any moment, but you could tell that he didn't want to fight Batman, and
Mhm.
he was trying to do everything. He was trying to get him to help with Martha. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he just
Yeah.
didn't want to. He didn't want to kill Batman. He didn't want
Right.
to.
Yeah.
And you could tell that. That's why he was kind of just playing along with him, like kind of just playfully fighting him.
Uh-huh.
And then it got to the point when Batman
Playfully.
started using. It was playfully though. Like he was just he was just messing with him. And then it got to the point when Batman, I think he realized how serious Batman was when he did the kryptonite gas.
Oh, yeah.
I think he started to realize that, he couldn't just sit there anymore.
And just playfully hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was
an intense fight.
It was interesting.
It was interesting to see how things went. Obviously, yeah, with that whole mechanical suit and stuff, Batman was able to keep his own, or hold his own, which is good. Yeah. But obviously, yeah, at any moment, Superman probably could have just gone super fast and just threw him out into space, just like he did with Doomsday, and then he would have freaking suffocated to death. I don't know. Because obviously, there was like a point where Batman, when they were getting close to Doomsday and all that stuff, they're just like, what do you have left? Or was I got like one more kryptonite bomb left, or whatever that's called. And it's like, that's all he got. Oh, hit the spear or whatever, But yeah, so he had a finite amount of like kryptonite stuff that he could have used against him. So once he would have burned through all that crap, it would have been over, But obviously he could have killed. Actually, even then though, even stabbing. Actually, no, it's different. Never mind. I was gonna say, if he would have stabbed him with that spear, Superman probably would have been dead. But even like getting freaking stabbed in the chest with Doomsday, but here's the
issue. Here's the issue with this though is if he got stabbed in the chest with that kryptonite spear, Superman wouldn't have died.
Why not?
And I'll explain why.
Why not?
Because Superman has people. This is gonna sound really corny.
Okay.
That's gonna sound really corny. Okay. But Superman has people that people love Superman. He has people that love him. Like Lois loves him. His mom loves him, and they're gonna pull out that spear. They're gonna pull it out. They're gonna pull it out and they're gonna throw it somewhere. They're gonna do something, and Superman's just gonna heal up right again. Think about it. He gets stabbed by a thing through his heart, and he still comes back to life.
Yeah, but it wasn't kryptonite or anything.
But kryptonite
wouldn't have been a different story. I feel like with the kryptonite in there, it would have been a different story.
No.
Imagine his one weakness, kryptonite, being stabbed in the chest by a kryptonite spear, or being stabbed in the chest by freaking Doomsday's hand or whatever the crap. It's a complete different story.
It's a different weapon, but as soon as you take something out and you remove it, Superman's body will heal itself.
I don't know. Anyway, that's not the point of this podcast. We're not arguing about who would win. I'm not gonna lie though. The movie, I walked away and was just like, I don't need. Like maybe now I kind of want to see it again, just because you said that you were gonna see it again. It'd be interesting to see what happens this next time around, to see if I enjoy it more and all that stuff. Maybe being able to pick apart more things and see, okay, that makes sense. Like now I see why they did that. But the coolest part, and the part that is still very prominent in my mind, was freaking Batman's fight scene when he was saving Martha. That was it. That was the freaking coolest.
That was pretty sweet.
That was great. There were so many people in the theater. It's like, oh, and everyone's like, oh my gosh.
That was me. I was the only one doing that.
That's always embarrassing.
I was sitting there and I was like, oh, and then I tried to be quiet because no one else was doing it, because I was like, ooh. There was a part, man, where I think he throws this guy and his head went into the floor or something like that.
Dude.
That part, I was like, dude.
Yeah.
That part when he's aiming at the door. Yeah. And Batman just comes through the wall.
Yeah. Dude, that was legit. Oh my gosh. What a great that fight scene was just amazing. I'm not gonna lie though, in that weird nightmare that Batman had about being in 1942 or whatever that crap. I don't know. It was this weird looking future, or I don't know, where Superman had his people and then Batman had his people, but obviously he got betrayed by his own people, and Superman it was kind of a weird thing, it was Superman's weird army. But that fight scene it was okay.
No, that was awful.
It wasn't. Yeah. For some reason, it's like the choreographer was like, let's not worry about this fight scene. Let's freaking put all of our resources and make the coolest fight scene over with Martha. But I don't know why he wouldn't. But it was okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The whole fight sequence against Doomsday was pretty cool too. I liked.
It was okay.
I don't know. Like obviously there wasn't anything like super sweet moves or anything, but like it was just. I don't know. It was just cool that they banded together. I know.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's always cool to see that, you know?
I'm not going to lie. I liked Wonder Woman's fighting more than Superman's.
Wonder Woman looked beast, dude.
Oh, yeah, she's a beast. I love the music that they put behind it, too. That was awesome. Like the weird like guitar behind it and all that stuff. I thought it sounded cool. The weird thing about it though, it sounded like The Watchmen. That's one thing that people said in reviews and stuff is this movie felt like The Watchmen, and I've seen that movie and yeah, it felt like The Watchmen. It was just kind of it was definitely a weird. I don't want Zack Snyder to make Justice League and Justice League 2 like he made this movie.
Why isn't Christopher Nolan taking more of a demanding process in this? Like I don't know. I feel like he should.
I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. I don't even know what his plans are, to be honest. He's Interstellar was his last movie. I don't know what else he's making.
I just feel like because with the Man of Steel, I know that Christopher Nolan played a part in that one.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Like,
did he not play?
Like he should. I don't know if he did. I never saw his name pop up that I can remember. I just wish that he would take more over than Zack Snyder, you know?
Right.
That's what I wish.
It's always a sad thing though. I'm so used to at the end of Marvel movies and all that stuff, getting ready to see like the end credit scene or whatever. And it was like there was half of the theater still in the movie, just watching the credits to hope. But that's pretty much a Marvel thing. Kenzie told me over and over again. It's like, that's just a Marvel thing. I'm like, I know, but who knows, you know?
It's actually not just a Marvel thing, actually.
Is it a lot of other movies? I've never seen it.
If you think of Green Lantern, they did that.
Did they?
Yeah, because the guy, he takes the yellow ring.
Oh. Puts it on. Too bad that next movie never saw the light of day.
Yeah, that was a... Okay, so let's talk about something here, actually, because I wanted to hear your opinion.
Okay.
So the part when Wonder Woman has she's opened up the files for Aquaman and the Flash.
Yeah.
I want to talk about what you think about the new Aquaman and new Flash. Like, do you think that they got the right characters for it, just based off what you saw, the actors? I just want to see what you think.
So let's see here. Aquaman, they casted, what is it? What's his name? Jason Momoa or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or Samoa? No, Samoa's I don't know. But anyway, they casted that guy, and I mean, looking at it in the film, he didn't look like an Aquaman to me.
He didn't.
But
he looked like a like an old, I don't know how to explain it. He just didn't look like an Aquaman.
Yeah, but I did see on something that he is a very accurate Aquaman because he's based off of one of the comics that they used, and he looks just like him and all that stuff. So I'm sure he's going to be fine. If I read those comics, I would have been like, yeah, this is Aquaman. But honestly, it doesn't even matter because I've never kept up with Aquaman. Everyone always says that Aquaman is just one of those characters who's like, it's Aquaman. Who cares?
I've never been a huge fan of Aquaman. I don't think anyone out there is like, Aquaman's my favorite. I don't know.
Right.
I can't see that.
Yeah.
The Flash to me did not look like a good Flash.
Yeah, I don't know. He had like long hair? He had some Mexican stash.
He looked like a bum or something. Like I was like,
I don't know.
This is kind of weird. Like
it was kind of I'm not sure how that's gonna be. I don't know if he's gonna do a great job. A lot of people I remember were like super bummed out that they didn't just use the Flash from the TV show, but that's probably just because Zack Snyder was just like, I don't think he's good enough. Because that show, I haven't watched it, but I've seen a couple episodes. He's kind of corny, and I don't know.
He's in the TV show. It's not meant to go.
Stay in the TV show.
Yeah. The cyborg I couldn't really tell because he was always far away
Yeah,
on that thing.
but that's his
Wasn't
story. I mean, that's
yeah.
fine.
Which I thought was what I thought was interesting was that they brought up those three.
Well, yeah, that's
Aquaman, the Flash, and Cyborg. I know they're the Justice League, and I know they're some of the main ones. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Like I know that. I know that.
mm-hmm.
But I'm really surprised that they didn't do either like Green Lantern
Yeah, that was interesting.
or the Martian dude.
Oh yeah, Martian Man or Martian
Whatever his
Manhunter.
name. I'm
Yeah,
kind of surprised that they didn't bring one of those in instead
yeah,
of
yeah.
or even Green Arrow as well. I don't know. Like I'm just not sure
Right.
what the plan is. So if this new Justice League movie and they only have so it's gonna be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash,
Yeah,
Cyborg, and Aquaman. That's it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna bring anyone else. I don't know. I'm
I
curious to
don't know.
see
To
what's
be
going on.
honest, I'm pretty sure that those are the three others that they're going to use for the
Yeah.
Justice League that they're planning on using. I'm not sure if they're going to do Justice League 1, and then at the end of that, you start seeing a couple of other people coming out of the woodworks. Because there's
hmm
Shazam as well. And
There's lots of different characters.
he's in the new 52 comics. Shazam is a part of the X-Men. I'm pretty sure it's Shazam, the Flash, Aquaman,
Uh,
Wonder Woman.
Hawkgirl?
I don't think she's in it. I don't think she's in the new 52 as a Justice League character, as a main Justice League character.
Hmm.
Um, but and then you got, well, maybe she was. I can't remember, to be honest. I just remember watching one of the movies. I think it's like I don't know. It was like Batman, Superman, Doom, or no, I can't remember. It was one of the cartoon movies, which is basically the origin story of the new 52. But of the Justice League in New 52, which is actually really cool. That freaking cartoon. I wish that's the thing. If anyone's seen that movie and knows what it's called, where it's basically a lot of it's based around the aliens that created Cyborg, because there's like some weird alien life form that came and all the bad guys brought
hmm
like they accidentally brought down like a cube or something like that that gave Cyborg his cyborg abilities because like that's what you saw in the movie.
That's what you saw in the movie,
Yeah,
which I
that's
was yeah.
and that's the whole villain in that movie. Oh, it's no, not Apocalypse. What's his name? Is it
I don't
Apocalypse?
know.
Doom, not
No.
Doomsday. There was something. I can't remember what the bad guy's name is, but he's basically their huge biggest enemy for the Justice
Like
League. He's like
like
completely super powerful. He's got like laser beams that he can move on
Brainiac?
command. What's his name?
Are you talking about Brainiac?
No, that's not Brainiac. That's freaking. Isn't that Green Lantern?
Are you talking about there's like a it makes a mark like the
Uh,
it's like it looks like an evil seal kind of thing like a oh I forgot what it's called
I
too.
can't remember, but it was the origin of the Justice League, and they did it fantastic.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing. Batman had issues with Superman and all that stuff, and then eventually they're all able to come together and form the Justice League. They all, I don't know, but it was it was kind of based a lot around Cyborg. It was interesting, but they didn't have Batman's origin story. They didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows Batman,
Mhm.
Superman. The other ones were kind of more important. It was all around the time that Cyborg started coming into the woodworks.
Yeah.
And you don't need
Uh
to have everyone's origin stories. What?
so I kind of want to bring up a couple of like kind of maybe like Easter eggs that were in the movie.
Uh,
Uh
okay.
because one part that I you know the part when there's like that little pool that Lois throws the spear into?
Yes.
That looks so much like the original Superman movie. The little pool that Superman gets put into. I don't know if you ever saw it with the kryptonite
No.
necklace thing. Okay,
Oh,
but it looked
maybe.
a lot looked like it. Oh my gosh, can't even speak. It looked a lot like it. There's another thing as well that I really want to bring up. You know the part when Batman he's walking and he stops and he looks over at like a costume or like a
Oh
um
yeah, this is the big one.
and it says like something jokes on you
Ha
Batman.
ha ha! Jokes on you, Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
haha, jokes on you Batman.
Uh-huh.
That looks like Robin.
It's Robin. It is. It is
So
Robin's costume
so Robin's like gone. Like they just
or
like it's
outfit.
basically saying that Robin's dead. Like Joker totally killed Robin.
Yeah. So that is what a lot of people are wondering. Is going to be the main thing around Batman's standalone film that they're going to do. It might be completely based around that, because what people are thinking that it's referring to is the Killing Joke, which is when Joker kills Robin, but then obviously he becomes like the Red Hood or whatever. So he didn't actually kill Robin. So it's like we're wondering if this is the actual story of Dick Grayson, where he becomes the Joker. And so the Joker that you see in Suicide Squad and the Joker that you'll probably see in Batman standalone film is actually what used to be Dick Grayson.
I wonder.
So that would be interesting to see. That's what people are wondering. That's what people are speculating on. That would be cool. I would love that, because that's like the darkest story that you could possibly tell in Batman, for sure. I don't know. Go on.
Yeah. I think they did bring up. So I think I know who you're talking about. It's Darkseid.
Oh yeah, Darkseid. That's the one. Oh.
They brought it up in this movie.
When did they?
In the dream sequence of Batman has, when he comes out of that doorway in India or Africa, wherever he's at.
Right.
And when he comes out, if you look, I have a picture, and there's the Darkseid symbol in the sand. Like, you can see it.
Oh, really?
It's really big. Like, you can totally see it. So I'm kind of thinking that that's what the Justice League movie is going to be about.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Because they're putting it right there, right in front of us. Like, it's either in the next Justice League movie, or they're hinting that it's definitely going to be coming up soon.
So that might just be it. That might just be. They might just make the Justice League movie pretty much the exact same then as that cartoon, because that is the main villain. That's everything. That might bring Cyborg into the picture and all that stuff, because he knows the technology. Because that's one great thing about Cyborg. I think he's awesome as a superhero, because he's like not only like a super meta-human type of thing, but he can also hack into like alien software and all that crap. Like, I don't even know. Like, it's the weirdest thing. But that'll be cool to see. I think they might just do the exact same cartoon then. That would be good.
Yeah.
I'm down for that movie. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I did remember hearing the rumors about Darkseid being the villain. Except the rumors were that he was going to be a villain in this movie. So I was just like, no way. Like, they're going to fit too much in here. But now that I know, yeah, that's true. I totally forgot about that. He'll probably be the main villain in Justice League 1.
If you look at there's another shot where it's the fight scene where Batman versus Superman. It kind of zooms out and you can see Batman's figure.
Yeah.
And you see these pillars.
Yeah.
And if you look, it says Joe and Kayla, which I don't really know what that is. But if you look over to the left side, the far left pillar, there is a Riddler mark.
Whoa.
As well. So I wonder if basically it's just showing that Batman's fought Riddler or something like that, and it's there from the past or something like that. Because I don't think there's no way they would bring Riddler up in like a Justice League movie or something like that. Because that would
be a Batman standalone film.
That would be weak. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? So
there have been rumors that that the Riddler will be the main villain in the Batman standalone film. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
But I also saw all this on IMDb, and like every single trivia on the Batman standalone film was just like, it's rumored that Riddler is going to be the thing. It's rumored that Joker is going to be the main villain. It's rumored that the Red Hood will be the main villain. It's rumored that freaking Bane will be the main villain. Like, it's pretty much rumored that everyone's going to be the main villain. We have no idea what's going to happen in that movie, but maybe the Riddler. Maybe they're alluding to that. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Interesting. Any other Easter eggs?
All I know of is that there's definitely the Darkseid is probably the biggest thing in there, I think. Obviously, it's not really an Easter egg because they're clearly putting out that the Flash and Aquaman and Cyborg are going to be there.
Right, yeah.
And then what I also thought was kind of interesting was Wonder Woman, you know, how it shows the photo of her in like the 1918 or whatever.
Right, yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting too.
That was cool. So, because she's Amazonian. I don't think she ever ages. She's just she's like Superman, basically. Except she doesn't have kryptonite. Does she have a weakness? I don't think so.
She's definite. I don't think she's as strong as Superman.
Right.
I think Superman is stronger.
You think so?
I think so. I think she's got to have a weakness though. I know she does.
I let's see here. I don't think it didn't say any. It doesn't say any weaknesses in here. I'm like looking on Wikipedia or whatever. I don't see any
There's something
weaknesses.
that says that if she loses her bracelets, if they're lost or broken,
Mm-hmm.
it says that she would go into an uncontrollable rage.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, she's really gonna get OCD about having those bracelets on, huh? So her abilities are superhuman strength, speed, agility, durability,
It
endurance, and
says
reflexes. Holy crap.
from the movie, you wouldn't think this, but it says Wonder Woman is vulnerable to piercing weapons such as swords, arrows, and bullets.
Huh.
And that's what I always thought was she has the bracelets so that she deflects bullets and stuff. That's what I always thought she had
Right.
those bracelets for, and she always used those for that.
Right.
So
I don't know.
So it says Wonder Woman is also rendered completely useless when her gauntlets are bound together.
Huh. That's really that's interesting to me. That's a
Yeah.
weird weakness to have, that's for sure. Your gauntlets are everything.
I know.
Weird.
Man, that shot of when it shows Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman all together,
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
It's
But
pretty
I don't
sweet.
understand is why Wonder Woman is in the middle.
Because
Usually that's who the leader is, and Wonder Woman is not the leader.
oh, come on. She's got to be a leader.
No, the leader's either Batman or Superman.
It's got to
That's
be
how
Batman.
That's got to be it. It's either Batman or
Here's the
Superman.
hard
It's not Wonder Woman.
Here's the hard thing about Batman being the leader. Like he should be the leader, but kind of because he was very vengeful and rage filled in this movie. So maybe he's not fit to be a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in the Justice League movie that I watched, who was it? Who ended up being the leader? Basically, I feel like it was the Flash or something. I think it was the Flash. He basically ended up being the leader. But that was only. Oh no, they all looked towards Batman being the leader, but he was off doing something else. He wasn't in the fight at all, and then it turned out that Flash was going to be the leader or something. I don't know. It was weird, but that movie's really good. Something that I wanted to talk about was with the Justice League movie, Justice League 1, I really hope that they don't spend so much time getting like just the same as Batman and Superman, getting everything going. I hope that they don't get Cyborg and Aquaman and all that stuff figured out.
Yeah, like a character development of them.
For like a whole freaking hour and a half. I don't want that.
I just hope it just goes into the movie.
We just need action, man.
Yeah.
We need action. Just like Poseidon Adventures, man. Did you ever watch that movie?
No.
Oh my gosh. It's like 5 minutes tops of freaking, like just people showing the boat and all that stuff. It's basically a Titanic, but then after 5 minutes, Rogue Wave hits and everything, action's just packed in there. That was like the first movie that I ever saw where it's like, holy crap, it went right into the action. And so I hope that happens with Justice League. I hope we just get a quick, maybe like 20 minutes setting people up, and then, aliens are here. We got to band together.
Yeah.
That's what we need. But yeah, also going back to how incoherent the beginning was, there were so many things just all over the place. And if you tied them all together, it all formed like to what made sense, what the main issue was and all that stuff. But it's just spread out in so many different ways, all the different clips of everyone's storylines, like Lex and all that stuff, that you can't really tell what freaking is going on until the last second where you finally piece everything together and you're like, oh. But I wish, Kenzie pointed out yesterday, it's just like, we wish that we could have been able to tell what was going on so that we could start forming connections ourselves until before it even got to that point to where it was revealed what was going on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As soon as the other problem with the Batman versus Superman movie is it was kind of predictable because as soon as the kryptonite was shown, you knew exactly what was going to happen. Like you knew automatically that Batman was going to use it against Superman. You knew that it was going to get to the point where Batman was going to use it against Superman, but they bonded together and they fought against Doomsday. Like, like you just knew it. It was kind of predictable, which was kind of unfortunate as well.
Yeah.
It's not like a huge deal breaker, but it was definitely something kind of like, eh.
Right. Also, another thing about all the nightmares that he had and all that stuff, I think it was kind of important to get all that crap in there, so that we can get a sense of who this new Batman is. Because something that I was saying yesterday to Kenzie was just like, this is a haunted Batman, and usually Batman, he's supposed to be haunted, but like he's extra haunted. He gets nightmares, it looks like, every single night of his parents dying, like when he visited their grave and blood started coming out, and then that crazy bat thing started biting him in the neck or whatever. Like, he's a haunted Batman, and he definitely has a hard time, so he tries to drown himself in women or whatever, so he forgets about it. But I
honestly think that the dreams and all that stuff, like, yeah, that's important. But you could have done all of that in a standalone Batman movie.
Yeah. But maybe they just didn't want to. Maybe they wanted to do it in this movie and just hope, okay, now we see who Batman is and all that stuff. So when we make the standalone Batman film, we can just put all the action into that and not have to worry about it. Which is kind of a risky move, that's for sure. The crazy thing about all this is going back to the fact that Avengers had so much time to pack everything in and get built up for the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
I remember being like 12 years old and just wishing upon a freaking star that a Justice League movie would come out, even before Avengers was even a possibility. I remember thinking, I want Justice League to be a movie. Yeah. And there were rumors way back in the day they could have been working on this. And people were talking about it for years. They should have known. DC should have known, okay, why don't we start making standalone films right now and get this going so that we can get a Justice League movie, because people want it and it'll be awesome. And I'm sure once Avengers like fully came out, they're like, frick, what did we do?
Like, oh, dang it.
Why didn't we do this? No one told us that we should be doing this. Yeah, they were. We were all telling you to make a Justice League movie, but you didn't do it.
Listen to the people.
You could have been Avengers, but you screwed up. DC.
There is a rumor that says that Green Lantern will be in the Justice League movie.
You think so?
Says it. It's rumored.
Well, there's a lot of rumors going on these days.
I know.
But no, I would love that. I would like it. I want a black Green Lantern though, to be honest.
Like the Justice League.
Exactly, the cartoon back in the day, because that's the Green Lantern that I grew up on.
That's what I did too. Yeah.
But I remember seeing, when freaking Ryan Reynolds was cast as Green Lantern, I'm like, what is this trash? Where's the Green Lantern that I know? He's the real Green Lantern. But apparently the original Green Lantern was white, but I don't want it. That's Hal Jordan, right? I want the black one, whoever that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know his name. I don't care.
I think his name's still Hal Jordan.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Interesting. But yeah, I want that one. I feel like it would be a lot cooler to see, in my opinion. Plus, Cyborg needs someone on his. Just kidding. He needs a brother, man.
I think I'm excited for the Justice League movie still.
It comes out next year.
It does. I'm still excited for it. I think it's going to be full of action.
Yeah, me too. I hope so. I hope that they got all their building up out of the way and just go straight into the action. They need to, otherwise they're definitely going to lose me.
I just wish that movies would actually listen to the public, because you have like movies and then they do a sequel or something like that, and it's pretty much the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if they go and make a Justice League movie and they don't listen to the people about stuff like that, like, I'm gonna be very disappointed. Like, I just wish that I don't know. I just wish that, because we want to see what we want to see, and if people are making movies and it's not what we want to see, then it's not gonna go well. So
I think what needs to happen for Justice League 1 is there needs to be an opening fight sequence between freaking, like, with Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman fighting I don't know.
Yeah, some like one of their old villains, but just something like smaller or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We need an opening fight sequence so that we can know that you're going to be starting out with the action that we want to see. Yeah. Otherwise, the pace is going to be too slow again. I don't know. Obviously, I mean, they started out with Wayne Towers or whatever coming down, whatever that's called.
Well, they started with the funeral.
Oh yeah, the funeral.
And
but
that
then
was
and
kind
then
of
it got
a downer.
That's true. Huh? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know.
That was kind of a downer. And then it went into him rushing in and trying to save people. Okay, you know what part was nuts though?
What?
And I wasn't expecting this part.
What?
I was not expecting it. The bomb in the courtroom.
Well, once I saw that freaking jar of pee, I was like, oh no. Like something's gonna happen right now.
Something was gonna happen when you saw that. You knew that. But when all of a sudden, like when Superman looks over and looks at the briefcase, I'm like, oh no. Like
right.
And just everyone gets wiped out, dude. That was like that'd be. Could you imagine being Superman in that situation?
He wasn't thinking about it though. Remember?
But
he wasn't even paying attention. But yeah, like he was probably afterwards, he was kicking himself in the butt. That's for sure. Like I should have looked in the briefcase.
That'd be awful. That'd be an awful experience.
Yeah, he could have saved everyone if he would have just gotten his super fast powers and then threw it up in the air. Oh man,
that was.
Yeah,
that moment, cool. Man. That moment was like. That moment was like, what?
Yeah, I like that a lot. To be honest, it was just like, oh man, this is where Lex Luthor's just like, screw it all. I'm gonna go on a full rampage. I want Batman dead. I
gotta just say, Jesse Eisenberg did a really good job.
A lot of people thought he was annoying. Actually, I liked him though.
He was annoying, but I think that's what he needed to do. I don't know. I think he did a good job as Lex.
No, he did. He was definitely a different kind of Lex Luthor than we've ever seen. But I liked it still. He was still pretty smart. He was a fast talker. That's Jesse Eisenberg though for you.
I think he did a good job.
But yeah, he did a good job. I liked it. He was kind of creepy when he freaking put that Jolly Rancher in that guy's mouth.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
I'm like, what are you doing?
So, I was talking to Sydney about this as well.
Okay.
We've talked about this like I think about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because we watched The Hunger Games: Catching Fire again.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And we talked about how Hunger Games did not do a good job with casting.
No.
Like, I don't like Jennifer Lawrence. I did not like the PETA guy. I didn't like. There's only a couple people in that movie where I was like, okay, I like them. A vast majority of the people, I'm like, okay, this casting was not done well. I want to say though that this movie, Batman vs Superman, I feel like they did a really good job with casting.
Yeah.
Like everyone did a good job with their part. They fit well. I think they all did. I think they all fit well.
Yes, I agree. Everyone did a great job on their own individual parts. The only problem was the way that the movie was edited.
Yeah.
That was it. The weird thing about this movie was there's so many like the soundtrack. I love soundtracks and all that stuff, and I feel like a good soundtrack is very important for a success of a movie. And the soundtrack was dumb. There was just so many like boom boom boom. Boom, 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 boom. I don't need this.
That was like Lex Luthor's theme right there.
Yeah, I like Lex Luthor's theme. That was the best one that I thought.
I like Superman's. I like the piano.
Yeah,
I like that
good.
One. Batman, I can't even remember Batman's, to be completely honest.
But there was. I think Batman. That was like pretty much the gongs and all that crap. It was like he was trying too hard to make it seem like, oh, big, powerful, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Something important's happening, boom, boom. I'm like, I don't need this. I don't need this at all. I don't need all these gongs and all that stuff. I definitely don't need the huge panning shots of like that last probably about 15 seconds of Superman standing there like a hero. And I'm like, I don't need this. Like you could have made the beginning so much shorter if every single shot that you did was just like a few seconds shorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what part was I was not a huge fan of this either. Was you know how many times in the movie where the screen cut to black?
Say that one more time.
You know how the screen just cut to black at moments, like the scene would end and all of a sudden it would just go black. I was like,
I'm like,
how many of these are they gonna do?
Yeah.
But they did so many of these. I was like, what the heck?
Gosh.
And at the end, I was like on my seat, kind of like, okay, when is it gonna end? Because there was so many different moments where I thought it was gonna end, but it didn't, and it kept going. And I was like, okay, is it gonna end now? No, okay, it's gonna end now.
No, I agree. I don't know. Obviously, Superman's alive and well and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
and we all knew that was gonna happen, but it did take so long where I'm just like, I don't know anymore. Like
that's what they wanted to do though.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm just not sure. There's no way they could do that though, right? But
That's what we wanted.
obviously it's true. He's back and all
I
that.
was kind of waiting. I was kind of waiting for maybe the sun to come out, and then it was like slowly creep onto the coffin, and then it would start to like shake a little bit. Like that's what I was expecting.
That was something interesting, is when he took Doomsday up into space and all that stuff, and then the nuclear bomb. Like you could tell, like the whole ionized radiation thing that I talked about on the podcast earlier this week. It's absolutely true. He freaking got so much energy drained out of him. Like he looked like an old man.
He did.
It was weird. And then the sun obviously was out, and everything's good. But that was cool. I remember looking at that. I'm like, what the frick? But yeah, that was good. That was good that they did that. Let's talk about Alfred real quick. What do you think about Alfred, the new Alfred?
I think he did good.
Oh yeah,
I liked him.
I liked him too. Something that Ben Affleck said is like, this isn't an Alfred where he's like his father figure type of thing. This is an Alfred where it's like an old buddy who's been.
It seemed like they were just friends. You know what I mean? Like really good friends or something like that. Not like a dad figure. That's what I thought too.
It's like an older, wiser friend was like, man, you just need to freaking get a wife and settle down. But that's probably not going to happen because you're Ben. Or not Ben Affleck, you're Bruce.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that take and all that stuff. And he's a freaking smart son of a gun too. Yeah. He's like freaking doing Bruce Wayne's mechanic work.
Yeah. He was doing everything.
Oh yeah. He's a super smart guy. Bruce Wayne's supposed to be the smartest guy, but he probably taught Alfred a bunch of tricks. Imagine being Alfred and just being a butler, and then it's like, hey, Alfred. He's like 19 years old. I'm going to start fighting crime and stuff. I need you to help me out. What? You know what I mean?
In the movie, though, they didn't make Batman smart.
Yeah, that's the one thing. They never do that anymore.
Alfred was behind everything. Batman didn't do anything.
There's a couple of parts where Batman's like, okay, now you're kind of starting to look like the smart guy, but most of the time it was Alfred.
Alfred did I don't know. For me, Batman didn't do really anything.
Yeah, it's true. There wasn't a lot of detective work. Well, like there was detective work, but it seemed like everything was in the palm of his hand.
Yeah, all he had to do was connect the little box. Like anyone could have done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he just didn't do anything.
They never do a good job at that though in these movies. He's just like a super agile fighter, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. They never do anything where he's like, this guy's a freaking genius. I love it. Mm-hmm. Now, kind of like setting up all those traps for Superman. That was kind of smart. He was like waiting for him. He's like, and obviously Superman didn't see it coming, but so he thought ahead a few times, which was actually that was one thing with that kryptonite bullet or whatever when he shoots it at him. Superman catches it. He obviously thought ahead. It was like, okay, this is gonna release a gas because he's gonna catch it, but it's gonna release a gas, and it's gonna.
I would catch it too to show off.
Yeah,
I'd be like, what? Like what?
So that was smart. He is able to think ahead and all that stuff, so you can kind of see that, but you don't see it in the way that he speaks. He sounded drunk a lot of the time, to be honest. That was one thing. I don't know. They need to do a better job at making him that super smart, intelligent detective, along with the agile fighting martial arts. They need to do a good job with both.
I don't know. I'm looking at the picture you have on Twitch, and man, I just like that. They did a good job. Batman looked cool.
Oh yeah, fan-friggin-tastic. 100%. That's why I'm so excited. Because for me, like Transformers, Pacific Rim, those movies where it's like huge robotic, huge enemies and all that stuff, when they fight, I just don't care. It's not impressive looking to me. Something gigantic punching another gigantic thing at like 5 miles per hour, it doesn't impress me. When I see the super fast, agile fighting, like in that awesome fight scene with saving Martha Kent with Batman, like that's what I want to see. So that's why I'm way excited about the Batman standalone film. I feel like that's going to be tailor-made for me. There's probably going to be a lot of action, a lot of fun stuff where he's just taking out freaking Joker's thugs and all that stuff in a lot of cool choreographed scenes. I'm excited about it. And his performance is great too, though.
So you think the standalone movie is gonna be like in the past? Because it seems like Batman made it pretty clear that he already fought Joker.
Yeah.
And Joker killed Robin. Like it made it seem like the whole Joker thing.
Well, yeah, because he's talking to freaking Clark Kent. Like I don't think like people's dressed up like clowns or whatever.
It kind of just made it seem like Joker's done for.
Yeah. I don't think it's done for. He's probably just in prison or whatever, you know, or Arkham.
I don't know. This Batman's pretty dark.
That's true. Well, we already know he's confirmed to be on on the Suicide movie. Batman is. So I feel like probably that Joker was in Arkham Asylum, and then Suicide, like whatever her name is, the black chick pulls him out and it's like, hey, we want you to be a part of the Suicide Squad, blah, blah, blah. Don't try running or else we'll blow you up. So I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think he is. The problem with it, though, he could be. The problem with it, though, is like we've already seen the Joker in so many iterations.
I know.
For Batman movies, I want to see the Riddler, or I want to see Mr. Freaking Freeze. That's what I want to see.
I kind of want to see. I know they just did Bane, but I would kind of like to see
their
Bane
take on it
in a different take. Yeah.
I actually, you know what? One of the most prominent enemies, for me growing up, that I thought was coolest was Clayface. Man, Clayface was. Do you not know? Like, I can't remember exactly the whole origin story. It's probably just some guy fell in a vat of clay and some toxic waste or whatever, and he can basically transform himself into any kind of figure because he's basically made out of clay, and he can get huge and all that stuff. And I don't know. So that was always cool. I thought that was a sweet character. It would be interesting to see him. Or what is that one dude, like the toy maker or something like that? That one's creepy. I don't know. But they'll probably just do Joker. They'll probably play it safe, do the Riddler, Joker, and blah, blah, blah. The only Riddler that we've ever seen was with Val Kilmer's Batman, and that was it. Which I actually like. The Riddler? Yeah, the Riddler.
They showed him in Adam West a long time ago, too.
Adam West? Oh, yeah. I mean, like, for a big screen. Well, I guess that, I don't know. That everyone knows. Like, Adam West, I don't know. That Batman, he's obviously the original, like, on-screen Batman, but it
was hilarious. I love that movie. It's so fun. It's so funny.
The booms and whams and all that
kind of awesome.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Anything else? I can't think of.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else in the movie that
it'd be really interesting.
Caught my attention.
I'm curious to see what extra footage that they have for the rated R version that they're going to be doing. There's probably going to be a sex scene.
The whole Clark and Lois thing in the bathtub.
Yeah, that'll probably be extended and be a stupid sex scene.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see if there's any like extended fight scene that we didn't see where it gets freaking bloody as crap. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of just more stuff in the. I don't know. What else?
But yeah, the Batman that we've seen is definitely dark.
Yeah. He might not be so much anymore after.
Right. He's freaking teamed up with Superman. He's like, it's nice.
Yeah, he seemed like less hatred because the whole Superman issue was over with. You know what I mean? It seemed like he was
that's
doing
true.
A lot better.
That's true. And it did seem like the whole branding thing started coming about once Superman attacked and all that stuff. But then again, he did use it on freaking Lex Luthor at the very end. No, he didn't. He didn't. He punched by him. So he's trying to go away from it. He's trying to leave it behind. I like that. Okay. So maybe, he might get a little lighter for the next movie and all that stuff.
Yeah. And the part when he's talking to Wonder Woman at the funeral and he says, hey, you need to get everyone together. Like, you need to get these other guys with us because, you know what I'm saying, they'll need to fight. And she's like, well, why? And he's like, just a hunch. Just a hunch, or I have a feeling. I have a feeling.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I think things are, I don't know. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, the Flash part. Okay, I have so me and Sydney both saw two different things. In that Flash scene, where he races over and he hits the guy with the gun.
Right. Yeah. And then he goes right back and gets his milk.
When I saw that part, Sydney says that you couldn't even see him move. But for me, I thought I could clearly see a movement.
Yeah, I saw him move.
I could clearly see him not there over by the fridge anymore.
Yeah.
And my issue with that is Flash is supposed to be like fast.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see him move.
See him on camera.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be able to see that. So my issue is if it's, that's why I want to see it again as well, that part. But is Are they gonna make Flash like underpowered? Because Superman is fast. Okay, like Superman is insanely fast. Like you shouldn't be able to see him on camera either. So my question is, like, are they just gonna? I don't know. Like, they better make Flash like fast. That's all I'm saying. You know
No,
what I mean?
yeah, I saw the same thing as you did. I saw him move. There was definitely a split second where he was gone.
Yeah.
I think me personally, they might make him underpowered, but me personally, just for the sake of people being able to tell, oh, this is the Flash or whatever, because there's probably getting bound to be stupid people out there, or to make it more obvious that he is a metahuman, they probably just for the sake of the movie put a quick glimpse of him being gone, so that you could tell, oh, okay, like for Batman or whatever, oh, there is something off about this guy. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can see that.
Just to make it more obvious. I don't know.
Hopefully they better make him fast.
I want him to be frozen and freaking vibrate himself out of a block of ice. That's what I want. That's what we better see.
You can see that on the Flash TV show.
I know. I remember watching that episode. Can't remember. I don't know. It was good. I want to see Superman get in a foot race with Flash. That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be a cool scene to see.
Yeah.
Maybe Superman goes and he's the one that talks to the Flash to get him to join.
Right.
You know? And the Flash like runs off or something like that and Superman tries to catch him. I think that would be cool.
That is the thing about that movie with the new Flash and all that stuff is he looks like a punk kid, so it might take some convincing to get him in. So I don't know how it's going to be. Cyborg is going to be a different story too. Like, if I remember from the cartoon that I saw, it kind of takes him a little bit because just like I'm a freak, I don't deserve to be here, and all that stuff. Like I don't want to go out and fight crime. He was a football star. That's all he was, with a freaking brilliant father that I don't think he knew what he did. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I remember at like close to the beginning of the movie, I think it was like that one black guy or whatever that was with the military, or is he the president? I can't remember.
He's like he was in the Man of Steel movie too. He was like one of the lieutenants or something like that, some captain.
Oh wait, oh no, maybe it was the editor of the Daily Bugle or whatever it's called. Not the Daily Bugle. What's it called?
Daily Planet.
Daily Planet.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Someone said something. I can't remember at some point. Just talking about like we got bigger stories, or no, we should cover the freaking football game where you know the whatever just up and left or so. I can't remember what it was. So I remember hearing that part. I'm like, oh frick yeah, like there we go, Cyborg. I even whispered to Kenzie, I'm like, that's Cyborg. So I was wondering. I thought they were gonna bring him up even earlier. I'm like, oh, it's just a matter of time until he makes his entrance. But then it was just that one video. I'm like, no, like you need to freaking set everyone up right now, otherwise I'm gonna be really upset. So
I'll have to see.
We'll see what happens. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Can't think of anything else. Maybe until I see the movie again. We should watch it. We should watch it during spring break.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well. Yeah. I think that's it. That's all there is to it.
All right.
Lars. Well, thanks everyone for joining in and watching or listening or whatever you ended up doing. I don't know what's going to happen with all this. I'll probably export this from Twitch to YouTube and then maybe someday make it into an MP3 file that you can listen to on iTunes or whatever. We'll see what happens in the future. But thanks for joining in. This was the WP Nerdcast. We talked about Batman vs. Superman. We did a full spoiler cast and you guys were be able to part of it. Remember to always check out our YouTube channel. If you ever have a hankering for some YouTube videos and all that stuff, check it out. We got some videos that we put up weekly, and it's fun. And we do the Nerdcast every Tuesday.
Go Superman.
Go Batman. I haven't got a Batman shirt on, man. I like Batman. He's cool. That's pretty much it. Thanks for joining in, everyone. Get those WPs up and explode out of here. Oh,
yeah.
See you later, tasty pasty strudels.